Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. Hey, how you doing? How you doing tonight, guys? Just trying to squeeze a little bit more of me in before my green screen gives up. You like it? It's a new top, new away kit. It's not bad, is it, guys? I'm a fan. Not sure what it feels like on because I've not been wearing it that much, but I like the design. I really do. Cameron Hector, hope you're well, buddy. We'll see. I've always said we'll see, Cameron, about Torres, whether it goes through tomorrow or not. Adam, how you doing, buddy? What's going on, Aaron? Hey. Just showing off my new top. Put my hat on. Just in case people don't know, I'm a City fan. You got the backdrop there as well. That's a City fan. Got my shirt, new shirt. So quite pleased with that, with the new shirt. Aaron, what's City shop like? Might have a drive to there. It's all right. It was empty. You know, let's not say it too loudly, but it was virtually empty. Hi, Harry Mills, hope you're well. Normally it's open 10 till 4, but today they opened at 9. And when I went there were very, very few people at the City store. No queue at the till. They only needed one person on the till. Look, it's a Monday morning. Some people are at work. Others not coming down because of the COVID situation, and others it's just too early in the morning to come down. Hey Storm, cheers buddy. One day it'll fit me. It's actually quite loose. It's a large size, so I'm still not that fat that I can't fit it. Hey, Abhishek, I'm well, buddy. I'm well. I hope you guys are too. Alan, have you ever been to Main Road when City played there? I heard you never went before. Shh, Alan. Shh. Well, if you heard, Alan, someone must have told you. Someone must have told you. I went in 70. I remember going in 79 to see Steve Daly play. That would have been towards the end of 79, and I can't because I didn't go with my dad or any relatives because my dad weren't a football. My dad liked watching football. He never went. And all my family were Reds. So and my cousin's family were Reds, and they were either United or Liverpool. And my eldest cousin, he was a City fan. He was the only one who was a City fan. And because of him, I spent a lot of time with him. About 5 years older than me. Spent a lot of time with him, and that's how I became a City fan. So anybody tells you I didn't go before 2008, it's a big fat liar. In fact, whoever told you that is an even bigger fat liar, because I've told the story so many times. I told the story so many times that when I got married at the weekend, on the Monday night, I took my wife to the City of Manchester Stadium, as it was called then, to watch Man City beat Middlesbrough by 1-0. So that's before we went off on our honeymoon. We went to see City play. So I think that was a little bit before 2008, since my eldest lad was born in 2007. So I must have got married a little bit before 2007. So anybody wants to say that, they're pulling your plonker. Alan, they're pulling your plonker. And now I've got a shirt. The oldest one that I can remember, replica kit. I remember I got a replica kit bought for me by work when I was leaving there in about 2001, I think. It's an IDOS one. It's a silvery one. So I was a fan. Whatever somebody else wants to say, Alan. Yeah, and as I said, I went in to see Steve Daly play. We went with my mates. That's the only way I could go. I couldn't go on my own at that sort of age. And went with my mates to the odd game, 78, 79. I think we no one there with me to tell me which game I went to. And it's not something that I would remember. I can't remember the first cricket match I went to. Probably could actually, if I start thinking about it, because my dad was a cricketer. I went to see him play quite a bit when he was. This was when he was well past retired, and he used to play for his works team. But also would go to the odd test match because he knew some players. So hey, Faris, how you doing, buddy? Abdallah Mami, I'm good. I'm good. Putting some mistruths to bed. Hi, Sean. Hope you're well, buddy. What do you think of Sancho to United, Abhishek? We'll see. The rumours are that... we'll talk about Sancho first. The rumours are that Dortmund won about 120. United are looking at about 100, which is 100 million euros. You know, apparently we've got a sell-on clause of 15, 20%. You know, who knows what the actual clause is. So that'll be interesting. If he goes, you know, some wags have said, if Dortmund make United pay £100 million for Jadon Sancho, and we get 20 million quid of that, then I don't know if it's on the profit or on the total sale. But if we got 20 million quid, that almost pays for our Ferran Torres, which would be very, very nice indeed. I hope we get Benassa and Houar, says Abdallah. Can't see us getting both of them, to be honest. I don't think we've got space for two more midfielders, two more non-homegrowns. I wouldn't say no. How many times have I been to Main Road? I couldn't tell you, Alan. I couldn't tell you. I was baptised at Main Road. How about that, Alan? No, I didn't, Alan. I didn't go in 99. Are you asking? So is this about my supporting history now? Is this about my supporting history? I didn't go in 99. What was I doing in 99? Let me see. 1999. Why wouldn't I have gone? I wasn't a big fan, Alan, back then, really. Hope you're well, everybody. Hope you're well. That was the best wedding, Adam. Yeah, take your missus there. And whoever told that lie, I've told this other story many, many times. I told the story about going to that Middlesbrough game, and I said to it, I told this same story many times, so it's been heard many, many times. My missus, that was a third professional football game that she'd been to see. That was a third proper match, okay? Third proper match that she'd been to see was Man City versus Middlesbrough. She called it right. She said, once we'd scored, she said, there'd be no more goals. And it was a pretty boring game. And she still tells people about that game because she had to borrow one of my jackets to go down to watch that game because it was a bit chilly in Manchester. She wasn't expecting it. Now, her first game of football that my wife went to was the 1998 World Cup semi-final. And the second game she went to was the 1998 World Cup final. And then the third game was Man City versus Middlesbrough. What a come down. What a come down. Greenwood is better than Sancho, says Kieran. We'll see. If he was better than Sancho, then why is all the interest about Sancho? Alan. Now, who thinks Alan was being genuine? Who thinks Alan was being genuine? Alan can disappear. He can do one. Alan, you can do one. He's gone. 10-0 nice start, says Matt. It was 1-0 that game. Dog films. Do you think Sancho will rip it up? He's not a bad player, is he? You know, I've not seen enough of him. See, the thing is, when you see highlights, he looks fantastic. So I've not seen enough of him. I've seen a little bit of him for England, but I only ever watch highlights. I never watch full games. I wanted to watch the Dortmund, one of their first games, even Dortmund versus Bayern Munich, and they were rubbish. So I don't know if he's going to rip it up in the Premier League. You know, he's got a lot of talent, so I don't see why not. But a lot of it's going to depend on how other people let him play and his attitude and everything else. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. Faris, Benassa over Husum all day. Much more useful and better attitude and played at a much better league than League. Faris, you're on the ball, buddy. You're on the ball. You're right. I mean, Italian leagues are higher standard than League. I don't think there's any disputes about that. And I think he's more versatile. I really do think he's versatile. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder. He can play as a regista. He can play the mezzala. You know, basically, he can be one of the players that flank the defensive midfielder or one of the players that flank the playmaker. So he can play. I think basically, if you think of your midfield as a diamond, he can play at the base of the diamond. He can probably play at the tip of the diamond, and he can play at both. Is it axes you call them? So I think he's got a lot of different. Versatile. That's the word I'm looking for. Yep, absolutely, Mark. And I hope it's 20%, and I hope they pay 100, and I hope he flops. There you go. Man United fan. We know that, Kieran. We found out yesterday. Next season, if our forward line produce numbers like they did this season, it will be a monumental achievement. Look, honestly, Kieran, top four I think, is what you should be aiming for. But you never know. You just got to make up, 15 or 20 points, and then you'll be in the mix, and it can happen. Do you think it's a problem Foden is the only academy player to have broken through, whereas United, Liverpool, and Arsenal seem to have more? Edward, no, it's not. That would be the utopian dream. That would be the dream for our kids to come through and make it. And when our kids were coming through, people like Shawnee Wright, Stephen Ireland, and others, we weren't massively brilliant either. So, we were all right. So the problem is for the kids to break through now. They look who you have to get past. Yeah, you want to be the new Man City goalkeeper, you got to get past Edison. You want to be the right back, Kyle Walker sat there. You want to be one of the centre backs. Well, we got when we had last season when we had Company and Laporte, you ain't getting past them, buddy. You want to be left back? Okay, I think that's up for grabs. You want to be DM? We got Rodri and Fernandinho. You ain't getting past them. Attacking midfielder? Well, we've got Foden, Bernardo Silva, Ilkay Gundogan, and Kevin De Bruyne. It's hard to get past them. And up front, Mahrez, Aguero, Gabby J, Sterling, and we had Sane as well. It's extremely difficult to get past them. You have to be top draw. Top draw. Sancho left. He could not get in our team. He would have struggled to get in our team. Now he's flourishing. So it doesn't mean if you can't get in our team, you're a bad player, or you're not a great player, or you're not got the potential to be top draw. Yeah, world class. It just means it's really, really tough to get into our team because we've got world-class players. So it is a disappointment. But I said a couple of years ago, I said within the dream, and I think the idea will be, and I'm confident of this, within about 3 to 5 years, we'll be getting, not a conveyor belt, but maybe one player every season, 1 or 2, if we're lucky, to be coming through. Foden's coming through now. Garcia's coming through. So since that time I said that, Foden was on the fringes. Now Foden's coming through. Garcia's coming through. Next season, we could see Jaden Braff coming through. Tommy Doyle coming through. Taylor Howard-Bellis coming through. Cole Palmer. So I think, and if we got 1 through every year, in 5 years, you'd have 5 academy products in the first team. That'd be fantastic. Or at least first team squad. So, if we can get them in the top, in our 25, I think that's an achievement. If we can get them in our 25-man squad, Foden, Garcia, Tommy Doyle, Jaden Braff, maybe 1 or 2 others. That would be immense. Faris says Owa hasn't proved enough. Each of them is about 50 million quid, and I think that's the reason. What do you think will be the next team to break into the title race, Dog Films? Well, I'm not sure if Leicester have shot their bolt, but the top 4 that are there: City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool. I think Arsenal will be back. They just need some consistency. They need a couple of players, and they need that consistency. Look what they've done since Arteta's been there, especially recently. They've beaten Chelsea in the FA Cup final. They beat City in the semi-final. They've beaten Liverpool recently. They lost to Spurs, beat Wolves away. They beat Sheffield United. What happened with Man United? I can't remember now. But they beat, several of the top teams. So on the day they can do it, definitely on the day they can do it. It just needs some consistency. Now, with 2 or 3 players and Arteta, maybe they'll get that. Will they challenge for top 4? Why not? I don't think they were miles away. 10 or 12 points isn't. It looks like a few more wins. So I think Arsenal could be up there. Spurs, I don't know about Spurs. Wolves will be there and thereabouts. I think Sheffield United more than likely, on past evidence of other teams that have done an amazing first season. I expect them to slip back, but they might not. They might be like Wolves and might be able to stick it out. Keenan, we signed Sancho to add rotation option to our forward line. I tell you what, Sancho's not coming to be rotated. Greenwood can put pressure on Martial there. Sancho can put pressure on Rashford. Trust me, you don't spend £100 million on a player to have him behind somebody else. He's not coming there for rotation. I'm surprised United are going for more attacking talent. I don't know why you need it. Benassa isn't going to City, says Massimo. Massimo! I'm trying to think of some Italian to say to you, Massimo. Massimo Cataneo. What can I say, Massimo? Grazie. Quanto costa, Massimo? Quanto costa for Benassa? 50 million euros. We'll get him. If City, I think, Massimo, if Pep calls him and says, we want you to come, I think 90% chance Benassa will come. Because, without any disrespect intended, it's a totally different kettle of fish playing in the Europa League for Milan, or playing in the Premier League, challenging for the title, challenging for the trophies, and challenging for the Champions League. And a lot more money, probably. Leeds! No chance. Come on, City, says Sean. Garcia needs to stay if he goes into it. It's another mistake made by the board. Abdallah, the problem is there's only so much you can do. We saw it with Sancho. These kids have got 2 or 3 year contracts. So you might be 16, sign a contract till you're 19. Then what do? You can't get them onto 5-year contracts. And so that's the problem. It's always going to happen. It's always going to happen that people will come to near the end of a contract and you're going to be fighting trying to keep them. Hi, GSG. Hope you're well. Access Music. Hey, Ras, brother. What do I say, brother? Give it some likes, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We've hit the 2,000. Oh, dear. I was supposed to go through this. I'm doing a competition. I'm going to have to watch this again. I'm doing a competition. And I said anybody on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday who gives a positive comment in the live stream will go into the hat for that T-shirt I showed you the other day. I've shown you a few times. Evening Cafe de Casual. How much do you get that shirt for? That shirt was 65 quid less 10%. So £6.50 off. So I paid £58.50 because obviously I'm a season card holder and I'm entitled to the season card holders 10% discount. We need to buy Ruben Neves, says Kira. Oh, that's United. Oh, we're not going to talk. I'll talk about United, about Sancho, but not about Ruben Neves, buddy. I think Arteta will walk 1 to 3 seasons, if not heavily back, minimum 200 million, maybe return to us. I'm not so sure, Abdallah. How much longer have we got, Pep? Currently, it's 1 season. Let's hope he stays longer. Let's go through my quick few points. Let me just try and open some pages here. Okay. Apparently, Pedro Porro. There's been total agreement for his Manchester City exit. Developments in recent hours, and the announcement is expected soon. Portuguese newspaper Record say the negotiations between Man City and Sporting have found total agreement. Okay. They've had important developments over the last few hours. I think that was earlier on today. And the move is now very close to being made official. It's claimed that Porro is moving to Sporting on a 2-year deal, on a 2-year loan deal, which is odd. And the Lions will be able to make the transfer permanent by triggering an €8.5 million release clause, which is just under £8 million. The amount for buying the option has been the biggest issue because the negotiations, during the negotiations, and that's why Record believes the move is so close now. They highlight the fact that City and Sporting currently have a very good relationship, and a proof of that is the Lions aren't paying a fee for the loan. That's unusual, actually, that they're not going to pay a fee for the loan, because normally that's one of the City's way to do things is to get a loan fee. It's also interesting that Man City paid apparently €12 million to sign Porro from Girona only a year ago, and then they loaned him out to Real Valladolid. I can't even say it. Valladolid. We used to say it in English. I'm trying to say it in Spanish. I can't. But my feeling is they were helping Girona out by paying over the odds for Pedro Porro, because Girona needed a little bit of brass, having been relegated to Syria. Boss. Abdullah says I will snap up Poch as a Pep replacement. Well, he's got another year. If he's going to stay that year, I expect Poch to be somebody else. Stones or Otamendi, I can see them both leaving. Some of the South American could come through. Matt, they can only come through if they can get a work permit. So You know, Jan Kuto, without a work permit, he ain't coming. Yeah. Diego Rosa, without a work permit, ain't coming. Anybody we get ain't coming. They need a work permit. How are they going to get a work permit if they haven't played for the national team, or we don't say they're integral and they're going to play X number of games in our first team? That's why we couldn't get Douglas Luiz. 2 seasons we tried, 2 summers we tried to get a work permit. We couldn't. Regardless of the guy's talent, Aston Villa could get a work permit simply because they said he would be playing a certain number of games, I guess, in their first team. We couldn't give him that because, I mean, he had Gundogan in front of him, he had Rodri in front of him, he had Fernandinho in front of him. There's no way for Douglas Luiz to get in. Now he's got the work permit. Now I think if we wanted to buy him back, then I think we've got a good chance of getting a work permit. You're going to give everyone a rating this season also? Yeah, I'm going to wait till the end of the season, GSGA. We'll wait, I can do it on a league, but, I'm going to wait till the end of the season. I'll see how the Champions League goes. Company's Pep replacement, Abdallah. Well, Company's got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do to see. Let me put my others. I'm going to put for you guys. I'm going to give you a better sound quality because I've not got my my lad. Let's get this on. Hey, pop this up here. No, my lad's been borrowing my equipment. I bought one of these adapters for himself, and he still borrows mine. I don't know what's going on, guys, with my lad. Anyway, they've been having a good time on their holidays. All intelligence that I praise Garcia for will go if he leaves to Barca. He's an idiot if he leaves Barca's current problems and timing of the decision. Thing is, you got to remember, Faris, same with Brahim Diaz. These are their boyhood clubs. This is where they want to be. I'd hope he stays with us because we're in a better position right now than Barca. Especially if Pep's playing him in the Champions League. If Pep's playing him against Real Madrid, the guy's got to stay. Yeah, I agree, Faris. Attacking brings fun while defense brings titles. Hey, Karim Boss on the button. Centre is an absolute must. Absolutely. I think I'm still hopeful. Koulibaly. I can't wait till Friday, says Jesse. Have you heard about anything about organised by City fans outside the exit on the 7th? Yeah, Brad. Funny thing was, I had organised something on my own, which I hadn't told anybody about. I had this great idea. I will tell you what my idea was. I thought about this a long, long time ago, okay? Because at the time I was thinking about it, we were still under this lockdown. And so I was thinking, how do I do this? I was going to go either with a megaphone or I was going to go with a big, I was going to use a bad word there, a big, massive speaker. I've got some big speakers in my place, which I use in venues. So I was thinking to go down with a huge speaker. And when the music played for the Champions League anthem, I was going to put my booing on. That's what I was going to do. I was going to have my booing on, blasting away. And then these guys, the 1894 group, are doing their thing. So I thought, okay, I'm just on me Todd. Let them get on with it. What they're doing is going to be, hopefully there'll be hundreds and hundreds of people there, and it's going to dwarf any little thing that I'm going to do. So I'm not going to do it. And actually, it's hard for me to be there and then get home, do all my work, and then get home to watch the game. I'm not going to go down a pub to watch the game. That's not what I do. Company hasn't proved anything to be even a manager for him to even replace. Absolutely, Faris. He struggled at Anderlecht this season. Hey, cheers, Akash. Cheers. Thank you very much. Gundogan replacement. He's the only guy we can bring in if we want a more defensive centre midfielder. But he's absolutely terrible this season. Who's that? I don't know who you're talking about, Edward, now. Sorry. But I always want to play for City, says Harry. That's it. What they're doing, Brad, they're going to line the route because the players, I think, they're going to drive to the academy and then they're going to go by coach or minibus. So, I'm not 100% sure. From the academy to the main stadium, okay? And the idea is that the fans will line the route to give David. That's 50 million exchange with Ndombele, 50 minutes. I think that's a good price, actually. Very, very good price. Absolutely, Heroes Royal Blueness. See, now that's an excellent idea. Excellent idea. Look, trust me, I've had several ideas. I've had several ideas on this, but I work on my own. So I run the channel on my mostly on my own now. I get a little bit of help from time to time. And anything I do, I've got to do on my own. So I've got some good ideas, but I'll tell you what, I can't get the money together to do banners and flags. But it's a cracking idea, his royal blueness. I'm sure the coppers will let us leave it there. Formidable Centurions doesn't feel strongly about Garcia. Well, he shows a lot of promise, a lot of potential. He's not as good. The thing is, at 19, you can't just stroll in and be mega perfect. He's going to make mistakes. So, now we're getting into the realms of reality to see how good he really is. You signed for Burnley to do what? Faris, almost everyone who's peaked last is having a bad season. Yeah. I think we should sell Mahrez and promote Braff. Ain't going to happen. Oh, come on, Abdallah. Look, it's one thing to have an opinion, but you've got to be serious about this. Even Pep, and I've told you on this channel, even Pepper said that Braff's only played 1 week with the seniors. He's got a lot to learn, and there's a lot of top players ahead of him. Douglas Luiz was impressive this year. It's one of the best talents I've seen in central midfield for a long time. Well, the thing is, Kieran, a lot of the Villa fans said he was, they were a bit worried at the start of the season because he wasn't that good. He was making mistakes, taking too long on the ball. But since lockdown, he's had a transformation. And he himself says, at the start, he didn't know the language really. And he didn't have any pre-season with the guys. After lockdown, he said he spent that time working on his language as well. And he said that's made a positive difference as well. Why Samaras is doing all right and Braff hasn't even proven anything. Faris, you're right again. Eric Garcia is still young. He's only 19. Absolutely right, GSG. Why sell Mahrez? He's been one of our best players. Absolutely. This season, I'd say KDB's head and shoulders above the rest. Mahrez and Sterling are in the next two, in my opinion, this season. For what they've done over the whole season. Laporte's done all right since he's been back, but for the whole season, I think that Mahrez is up there with Sterling. Sterling's, and for Sterling, had a great start, great finish, and a bit meh in the middle, but he's come good at the end. How much, Adam? We said that about Stones. Yeah, but Stones is 26 now for Formidable Centurions. Eric Garcia is 19. Yeah, look at Stefan Savic. He left us too soon. He wasn't given enough time. Off to Atletico, doing pulling up trees at Atletico. The problem with Mahrez is he doesn't beat a player like Bernardo, but Bernardo has been poor this season. Yeah, look, Mahrez hasn't done enough for me. Okay, he hasn't done enough for me. I want better numbers than he's been pumping out, but. At the start of the season, he was the one who was involved with a lot of action. At West Ham game, he was involved with all 5 goals. Garcia hasn't made that many mistakes, says Edwin. It's just his physical attributes are affecting him. Look, he's got to get a bit more strength. He needs a bit more pace. I think that's one thing that would make a big difference to him. Stones looks like he's going to West Ham. I don't think that's a great move, Abdallah. Depends who wants him. If he can get a move to Spurs or Arsenal or Chelsea, I think that's a better move than West Ham, don't you? I mean, with all due respect, David Moyes. Laporte isn't the same as last year because of the injuries, says Faris. Osmendi to Real Betis, yes, that's been bandied about. Let's look at some other things. Obviously, the away kit's come out. I'm going to talk about that. And obviously, it's got a lot of stuff to do with Manchester, that Castlefield. Talking about Castlefield and the Bridgewater Canal, stuff like that. So if you want to go and have a look, there's plenty of stuff, and it's gone down really well. I'm wearing it. I went out and got this kit this morning. As I said, hardly anybody else there. News, obviously, okay. This saying I mentioned the Sancho, that it's in advanced stages. The Sancho deal, so it's going to be very interesting. And to finish off, talking about Borussia Dortmund again, it looks like Borussia Dortmund are looking to raid City. they're looking to raid City for one of our kids, 15-year-old Jamie Bino Gittins, I think it is. Bino Gittins, 15-year-old kid. Now, they're looking to make a move. If they can get him, he's going to be dirt cheap because, you know, and that's one of the problems with academies. If it's in the same country, you can have a tribunal decide the fee. If it's between countries, then the fee can be very, very little if you let him run out his contract. So I hope we can, you know, I don't know anything about the kid, I'll be honest. But if he's good, if he's that good, I don't want him to leave. I want him to stay for a couple of seasons, see if he can do anything. Harry Mills, I think Stones will do well at Arsenal. Me too, mate. What position will Zinchenko play next season? Says Atus. I hope he moves to midfield, you know, and has a few games, maybe left wing or left midfield. Faris expects a lot of players to step up. Laporte, Mendy, Mahrez, Gundo, Rodri, Jesus, Bernardo, Stones, and Ottoman if they stay. I think people have to, you know, they can't be any worse than they were this season. Zinchenko on loan if we buy left back, in my opinion, says Faris. Edwin, at this point, I'd even prefer Aki at left back than Zinchenko. Both can't provide much going forwards, but at least Aki has pace to recover. Formidable Centurions, if it was up to me, I would probably sell Garcia, Otamendi, Stones, Zinchenko, Mendy, Gundo, and even Mahrez. The problem is, okay, you're selling far too many players. You can't bring so many players in, okay? You've got to remember, Mendy's your first teamer. Garcia or Stones, or you can't sell 3 centre-backs and just like keep Laporte. You can't do that, Formidable Centurions. You've got to have some continuity. You've got to have some continuity. You're selling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. 7, and I just think that's way too much. I'll tell you what else. I've got. Let me just check if I've got one more story, guys. No, I haven't. I'm just checking if I had any more stories. I'll tell you what else I got today. I was walking around the shop and I saw this. Now, you can't tell exactly. Just trying to get it so it doesn't mess up my green screen, but that's a shirt. And I like it. I like it. Really do. That copper colour is, honestly, that copper colour on the badge and the Puma, it is fantastic. And there's a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of other stuff in the training ranges and tracksuit bottoms and stuff with this copper colour. Really, really nice. Black and copper like this. You know, sometimes without the design. Black and copper really, really does work well, that black and copper. Kieran says, how do you feel about Pep's constant rotation? It's too much for me. And one of the problems is we've got too many good players. Liverpool haven't. Liverpool's quality does drop off when you get to the bench because their first team is fantastic and then it drops off quite considerably. And for us, our bench is much, much stronger. And that gives Pep a problem because, you know, he wants to keep everybody happy. Klopp, I don't think he's bothered about keeping everybody happy. He's got to keep his main guys happy, his main 14 or 15. The rest can go and whistle as far as Klopp is concerned. You know, as I said, he's got to keep his main guys happy, and that's it. Thanks, Adam. You got this. Mahrez had a fantastic season. Winger with 13 goals to 13 assists. His Royal Blueness. Well, the thing is, in the league, is about 10 and 10 in the league, into 10 and 11. Aki Koulibaly, Foden, Bernardo, Torres. That's replacements. No, it isn't. Formidable Centurions. You've got rid of Stones, Otamendi, Garcia, and you replaced them with Koulibaly. So you've got Koulibaly and Laporte. And I ask the question, if Laporte gets injured, Koulibaly doesn't settle, what are you doing then? Getting Fernandinho and Taylor Howard-Bellis as your centre-backs. Ain't going to work. When is Pep's press conference? I don't know, GSG. Usually it's the day before the game. If it was me, I'd do it on Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday and get it out. But maybe he'll do it on Thursday. Harry wants me to pick a side and stick with it. Ray Mahrez has played only 9 for Akash. I'm sure a decent number of minutes more than the previous season. Let's just see what's going down, guys. Just let me have a quick slurp of my cold coffee. Wow, certainly is cold now. Woo! going to finish it before it gets stone cold. There's a lot of you on, guys. A lot of you on. But I need some more likes. But it's good to see that the fat fella and his buddies are giving me some views. It's always nice to see that happening. So what else are we going to talk about? Just open this back up. City need 2 right centre-backs. Everyone knows this from middle Centurions. Faris, it's hard to pick a side when people are having bad performances and not being consistent when they have a player in the bench who's hungry for game time. Hey, Sean, you're back. All right, buddy. Edward, Bernardo falling to start next season at centre midfield. I think that's what I'm thinking too. Bernardo, a bit of Foden, bit of Gundogan, mix it up. What's wrong with your GSGA? Hopefully we can win on Friday, says Adam. Well, I would like us to win. It makes life a little bit less frenetic, less anxious. Don't worry about it, Akash. We move on. Let them mess about with themselves. No deflection tonight, guys. So, I mean, we'll start. I think obviously we're going to start building up. Oh, you got a big headache. Why? I'm not a doctor. I'm afraid, GSGA. I'm not a doctor. So all I can suggest, if it's really bad, if it's not something normal that you have, you need to go and see a doctor. But I'm not a doctor myself. Yes, I spent many years working with doctors. Both my brothers are doctors. My sister-in-law's a doctor. A lot of my family on my wife's side are doctors, but I'm not. I trained as an accountant and a tax advisor. So I'm afraid if your headache's to do with your tax, or your accounts, I might be able to help you, but not a physical headache. Atos, I think we're expecting too much from Man City now. Too much pressure. We must be thankful. Don't worry about it, Harry. Let's not worry. Let's move on. Why distract ourselves, guys? If we're having fun, let's keep having fun. That's not the be all and end all. It's nice to get them, but it's not the be all and end all. And by tomorrow, most of them would have gone. So let's not worry about it. I can see the stats. So maybe by midnight, most of them will be gone anyway. So yeah, we'll start building up to the Real Madrid game. I mean, we've only got 3 more days. So if Pep does his press conference, I'll try and find out. If Pep does his press conference on Thursday, then obviously Thursday will be taken up by what Pep says in his press conference and the normal preview stuff. So if it's on Wednesday, then we'll do the preview on Thursday, if you get me drift. But I'll try and do something beforehand. And obviously, every day some more news is coming out. If Torres does sign tomorrow, I suspect we're going to be talking about Torres for a bit. But we'll wait to see. I'll wait to see if he signs before I get carried away. Well, I'm sure he's going to sign, but I'm not so sure it's tomorrow. But we'll see. At least was it? I can't remember now. At least last season, when was it? Was it Cancelo was in the air? Cancelo was in the air, flying, coming to sign his contract, or was it Rodri? One of the two. And the fat chipmunk said, "Oh, he's not coming. And well, got it wrong. Edison, Walker, Koulibaly, Laporte, Aki, Rodri, KDB, Foden, Torres, Sterling, Kun, subs, backup, keeper, Cancelo, new right centre back, Ferner, Bernardo, Jesus." But you're going into the season with Koulibaly, Laporte, and Aki, and a new centre back that you're going to get. So Koulibaly is new, Aki's new, and another centre back's new. Pep wants to win this league. Pep wants to hit back, and by having so many changes, I don't think he's going to hit back. I don't think he's going to hit back so well. Right, guys, I'm going to get ready to wind up. But everybody who's been here and commented will be in the hat. GSGA, let's get this season done first. The people who are asking about next season's fixtures are the fans of teams who've got nothing left to play for this season.
If you've got someone left to play for, you're not worried about next season. You're focused on the remainder of our season. You know, we've got to focus on what we've still got to do. Don't worry about next season. Let's finish this season first. You know, it's like saying, well, who are we going to sign in 2 years' time? Well, I don't care. Let's get this year done first. Not worry about it, guys. Stay happy, guys. Stay happy. So everybody who's been positive, I will now have to go back and check all the messages. I will make a list, as I do it fairly. I'll make a list of everybody who's been positive on the stream tonight. And it's my opinion, because it's my competition. And Tuesday, Wednesday as well. So you do the same Tuesday, Wednesday. Whoever's been positive will go into the hat for this T-shirt. You don't want to see it. You've seen it already. I'll show you another time. Signing's very significant, formidable insurance. Absolutely going to get messy. And on that JSGA, successful minds, City for life, my man. Champions League is that? Well, we'll see, buddy. We'll see. I'm not one to count my chickens just yet. Take care, Adam. Thanks very much. Thanks, guys, for joining in. And I'll catch you tomorrow. I've got to go now. And normally, when I do a competition like this, I write the names as I go. I've got to go back and watch 40 minutes worth of video to see what you guys have said. Guys, take it easy. Look after yourselves. And I'll see you sometime tomorrow. See you around, Blues.